doing the demo for Echoes in the Deep of Fateforge Tale. It is currently Steam's next fest, and just want to try the demo. Let's get right into it though. Sight unseen. Press space or click anywhere to continue. Where are you, dear brother? I feel you staring at me in the dark. Silently judging my every sin. Do you long for sunlight as much as I do? For the morning breeze or the smell of the ocean? Say something. Is this how she means to get rid of us? Not slicing our throats open, not with a dagger on our backs, but letting us kill each other with torturous silence and apathy. I'll get us out. I'll get us out and make her pay. If anything, I promise you that, dear brother. Then you'll have no choice but to forgive me. The floor lay strewn with broken glass and wood shavings, a few fresh drops of blood among them. Peridot Haps sat by the window, bending a bottle with thoughts elsewhere, his knife always close by. He had been at it for what seemed hours. The bright and ominous melancholia? One of Ana's two moons, the other being eternity. Its size and distance from the earth often varies. It closely associated with demons? The bright and ominous melancholia illuminating him, keeping him company, almost calming him. He looked up, embracing the bluish glow for just a moment. Just to breathe and forget. From where he could see his neighborhood in the Throat slums, but his gaze inevitably went to the walls of the Free City. That's the Free City first. A city-state in the southwest of Siphondir. It prides itself on being the largest and richest city in the world. It's governed by the Council of Strategists, the Assembly, the Council of the Guilds, and the Council of the Dragons. Thirst slums. An official district outside the Free City. Its residents aren't considered citizens, and by not having a council and a vigilant watch, they are forced to pay a security tax to local gangs. And his mind to do what awaited behind them. Thinking about it felt dizzying, almost overwhelming, but there was also a sense of elation he was unable to repress, unable and unwilling. Suddenly, a sound at the lower level immediately caught his attention. Oh, choices. Oh, cool. Okay. Choices will appear as the story progresses, allowing you to pick what the character will say. Each choice will have a direct consequence. Once picked, choice A, while others will have their outcome detected by a dice roll. How B and C? Oh, the DC is up there. In a few unique cases, some choices will only be available if a specific item was equipped beforehand. A dice roll will be made whenever one of the choices made. Modifiers will be added or subtracted. Meets it, beats it, basically equal or greater. Needed is here, the ability check character that's doing it, but their amount of best. Okay, easy. There are a few unique choices that will only be available if a specific item was equipped beforehand to a specific character. Otherwise, once they appear, they'll be locked. Pay close attention to the story to decipher which items are favored by each character. In most cases, choices will have to be picked within a time limit. If no choice is picked before times runs out, the last one will be picked by default. Interesting. Suddenly a lullaby of sound. Let's do the wisdom 10. Listen closely. Done. Someone has just found their way into the warehouse. They're almost reaching the second floor and bringing a smile to Peridot's face. The letter worked, he said aloud, leaving the bottle aside. He then stood up, donned the cloak, and for a moment thought of covering the lower part of his face. Also, this is us, but ultimately decided not to, feeling it would benefit him more to fully show himself. And without a moment's thought, he took the knife and sheathed it next to his rapier. New item obtained: knife. The character's menu can be accessed through the backpack icon at any time, except when a choice needed to be made. Oh, that's cool. Because that would be my first thing. Okay, choice item, who do I think need it? Let me hurry up and equip it. But it's good that it's kind of blocked. They block it out. It is featured the character sheet and the inventory. The character sheet contains the character's abilities and personal information. Any changes in their abilities will be shown here. The inventory shows every item collected throughout the story, its name, a brief description of it, and the bonus or penalties that apply to an ability. In this area of the character menu, you can cycle through each party members you've recruited, as well as equip each of them with up to 2 items. Items can be equipped and unequipped at any time. Even though some items don't grant any bonuses, they may unlock unique dialogue choices during the game. Peridot Haps. He's a rogue, 38 years old, 8 foot, 120 pounds. Let's see. Charisma is your highest. Interesting. Charisma, then N and Dex. Let's see, what's the N and Dex? Then Wiz and Con. Strength is last. Peridot's memories of his parents are distant, faint whispers of time long past. He and his younger brother Oliver were cast out into the dangerous streets of the free city at a tender age. With no one to turn to and nowhere to go, they were forced to fend for themselves as best as they could. Their salvation came in the unlucky form of a dwarven couple from the Thor's slums, who took the orphans in and provided them with shelter and sustenance. Peridot and Oliver quickly grew close with their new family, particularly Gilbert, the couple's son, who became almost like a big brother to them. Despite the dwarves' concern, the Hap brothers were eventually lured into the infamous thieves guild Apio. Enticed by the prospect of wealth and renown, they were soon working for Ariel Vinde, a cunning and powerful woman with deep political connections, who saw them as her most valuable asset. But as time passed, Peridot's aspirations grew beyond mere financial gain. He yearned for greater recognition and status within the guild, and he was willing to take drastic measures to achieve his goal. And so he began to plot his ascent up the ranks of Ampio with ruthless determination. Forged papers, a few very convincing signed papers stating Peridot Haps is part of the Iron Company and well-regarded organization. Statuette. Crude and unpolished wooden statue representing a fox. Upon close inspection, a few dark stains can be spotted all around it. Knife. Unbalanced knife feels awkward in untrained hands. One of per. I just bought it to walk. +1. So I'm confused on how this works actually. Eh. That's funny. His stomach churned as he heard footsteps coming up the stairs, until he saw the Reverb reach the Doors, threshold, and then come in. Name of doors in their own language. No going back now, Peridot thought to himself. Gilbert, son of a goblin, it really is you. Hello, old friend. It's good to see you again. And you? You look like shit, Perry. Like a fresh corpse out of the grave. Gain insight. Peridot took note of the Berg's words. His friend has taken him for dead. I'm very much alive, thank you. Aye, sure you are. What in the hell's happened to you, eh? Did one of your jobs go sideways? Or maybe the Thieves Guild finally got tired of their black sheep? Seriously, we thought you were dead. My dear friend, I feel like I'm back from a dreadful dream. Seeing you here, though, it changes everything. I'm truly thankful you heeded my letter and decided to come. Now, if you don't mind, let's leave the past where it belongs and... No, don't change the subject, you silver-tongued devil. Where have you been these past, I don't know, 9, 10 years? Out with it, what happened to you? What happened to me? What happened to you? Look at that belly of yours. How many taverns have you drunk dry, Ox? That's what they're calling you these days, right? The Ox? The walrus seems more on point to me. You miserable bastard. You're looking to have your teeth knocked out, huh? You would first have to catch me, and I doubt those legs could do much running these days. The dwarf tried to cover up a smile before assuming a more sober look. We've missed you, you know. You and your insufferable brother. Where's Ali anyhow? Ooh. Peridot, keep quiet. Try not to give anything away to the Berg close scrutiny. Can't imagine what happened between you two now, but it's none of my business. You won't see me stepping in to help solve your problems like before. It's about time you two figure things out by yourself and learn from the process. Interesting. Are those words of wisdom coming from Gilbert Hillbreaker? The same dwarf that used to start tavern brawls just because he was bored? You've matured, my friend. You even sound like your father. Aye, it might be true. I've been hearing that a lot lately, especially after having the boys. Everyone says I'm starting to look like the old son of a goblin himself. Critical and self-righteous? You're not wrong, but be careful. I don't appreciate you speaking ill of them. I would never, not after everything your family did for me. I'll be forever grateful you know that. Also, there's the family that took him in. No, I actually don't. It seems more like the opposite. Seeing that you missed his funeral, you ungrateful bastard. Yeah, he is. You ungrateful bastard. 10 years, Perry. Barbadari, 10 years. A major dwarven divinity, also known as the blacksmith, whose domain are protection, order, stability, duration, and harmony. You've missed so many things. You have my deepest condolences, my friend. I know you loved him dearly. Well, that's that. No reason to keep dwelling on the past anyway. So tell me, why did you summon me to this wretched place? The reeks of alcohol and urine. That would be the wine and the rats. Wine, is it? You have expensive taste. I'm sober, if you must know. I'm sure you are. Anyway, there's this job. You're joking, right? I have a job, which you hate and pays you miserably. Pays me enough. Does it though? Even with your wife's story, he knows a lot for someone who hasn't seen him for 10 years. Even with your wife's store, you still struggle to make ends meet. Plus, you can't tell me you enjoy being a mercenary for the Iron Company, staying in garden doing nothing all day. A statue could do the same job and be twice as efficient. For a dead man, you seem to be well informed. You've been spying on me. Well, the truth is, I hired some people to follow you around. Sounds about right. Always having somebody else do the dirty work. The thing is, you need my help. So you're the one helping me. This is hilarious. Somebody has to put you out of your own. Someone has to put you out of your misery, old friend. You haven't yet drowned in a barrel of hell just because you're too fat to fit in one. How about we call it a favor then? Help me and I, Perry. Don't. Just don't. You think I can't sniff out what you're about to propose? It's either spying, stealing, or intimidating someone, or something along those lines. Ooh. Then they blocked out the backpack. Don't be so dramatic, my friend. You had no problems with any of doing any of that stuff before. That's the thing, I do now. If you were in my position, you'd understand. You mean if I had a family? Or if I was being paid by the city? The dwarf groaned. You disappeared for a reason, right? One that you won't say? Whatever reason that may be, it was enough to vanish without a trace, to break contact with everyone, even with me. And now you're back, looking like you haven't eaten a proper meal in ages, and brandishing new scars. Scars that you're not attempting to hide at all from me. All that reeks of guilt trouble, and I want nothing to do with that. Yoruba motioned disinterest with his hand and turned away to leave. Oh, that was real. You know, I would do anything for you, old friend. Anything for my family. Even if it killed me, I would be there for you. Now I understand why his courage is the highest. Gilbert stopped walking but didn't turn to face him. That was enough for Peridot. Alright, you want me to say it? I'll say it. She's got him. Ariel has Ali. Ah, I knew it. I knew there was something more you weren't saying. Why not start with that, eh? All that talk of gold of doing me a favor. The Peridot looked down, avoiding the bar gaze. Help me get him back. Please. Please. This will be the first time I've ever heard you utter such a word. I'm surprised your tongue hasn't fallen out of your mouth. Feeling desperate, are we? Very. They both remained in silence for a few seconds. That timer does... I like the timer because it's like, okay, make your decision. Because I can stay on the decision for a minute. Peridot knew not to press further, giving the bark enough time to mull things over. Part of him wanted to tell him everything, confide fully in him. But another made him hold his tongue. He still needed to assess how much trust to put in his old friend. Let's get something straight, Perry. I'm not agreeing or promising anything. This isn't me signing up on your verbal contract or taking an oath, much less doing a job for you. I know enough of APO not to mess with them. The Hierarchy Thieves Guild, controlled by Elenian from the Star District in the Free City, and with connections in El Arena. The worst part, if you two idiots knew even more and still decided to work for one of their executive members. Peridot knew Gilbert enough not to interrupt him during one of his lectures. Whatever troubles your brother's in, I'm pinning it on you, on both of you, but mainly you. For whatever help I'll give is to him. Now, start explaining what happened to Ali. I don't want to stay here more time than I have to. You're definitely right. We knew exactly what we were getting into, even as children. We heard the rumors and stories told in the streets. The atrocities they were always linked to, and still we enlisted. You enlisted despite my parents' continued offerings of roof and food. Yes, well, we couldn't expect you to feed us forever. No doubt about that. Thing is, I did get out a long time ago. But Ali wasn't so lucky, and now he's rotting in a cell somewhere beneath the city. You don't even know where he is? I know some things, a lot of things actually, but time is running out and I've yet to find him. You only have a few days to locate him, reach him, then break him out. That's why I need your help, my friend. Damn, Perry, I almost want to tell you to forget about it. Is it Ariel? Ariel. It's Ariel we're talking about. One of the most secretive and conniving people I've ever known. First of all, it's Apio, a guild full of ruthless bastards that won't hesitate to cut your throat if they find it solves their problem. There's some good news though. Even though Ariel works for Ipio, she's keeping this whole business with my brother separate from them. Even if that's true, you can't be so naive. You don't think she will still have access to the guild's resources? Even if she does, it can't be that full array of resources. That's not very convincing at all. No one in their right minds would divulge information against Ariel or the guild she's part of, much less work against them, except for their enemies. Even they won't help a nobody like you, not unless you pay a fortune, which I'm assuming you don't have. And then let's say you get Ali. You expect Ariel to let you happily run away. You'll be a wanted man for life. Trust me, she won't know we're coming, and she'll have no idea Ali was rescued at all. She'll be busy worrying about other things. You already have a plan, don't you? Look at you, you're catching up fast. You son of a goblin. Of course the great Peridot Haps had a plan all along. You haven't changed a bit. I appreciate that. Oh, no, don't get me wrong. That's not a good thing. Still, I'll take it as a compliment. Of course you will, you bastard. And who else will you convince for this suicide mission of yours, eh? The usual crew. No, they're all out. But I do have a couple of newer acquaintances that accepted to work with me. You'll meet them tomorrow. I hope you told them the truth, what they're risking by doing all this. They know what's at stake. Besides, they're not doing this out of pure kindness. You mean like me? What did you promise them? Same thing as you, actually. All the riches in the world. Is that right? Well, and all of that was a lie, though. So what did he promise? Well, in all honesty, I did promise them a fairly high sum of gold, which you don't have. Which I don't have. But I do know someone who can finance this enterprise. And like I said before, you'll walk off like a rich dwarf. Fuck the money. You know, part of me wishes you had stayed dead. Believe me, my friend, I sometimes wish the same. I didn't lie when I said that the past years felt like a dreadful dream. That I don't doubt. And I can't imagine what Ali is going through right now, or if it has anything to do with your disappearance or not. Before this is all over, I'll get an explanation out of you, Perry. I won't let you vanish again without one. You'll get it. You can count on that. You have my word and my most sincere apologies. Whatever. See you tomorrow morning. Then maybe someplace where it doesn't reek of piss. Glad to have you beside you again, Gilbert Hillbreaker. I'm sure you are. The wife, though, she's gonna kill me once I tell her about this. The dwarf turned away without saying anything else, and Peridot heard him crumble all the way to the stairs and out of the building. He sighed with relief, letting himself fall back into the chair, and immediately his attention focused on the bottle, resting peacefully on the edge of the table. For a moment, he toyed with the idea of spinning it once again, but instead, he gently pushed it over the edge with one finger, making it fall to the floor and smash into pieces. He must have been a past alcoholic or something. Okay, we have a map. Peridot steps out of the warehouse, very conscious of anyone looking his way, and walks through the empty half canal. As he waited for the berg, he grabbed the first pebble he found on the ground, weighing it with his hand and raising his gaze towards the waters for a moment, thinking of skipping it. In his mind's eye, he could see the pebble skipping once, twice, and many more times. He closed his hand into a fist, pressing the rock against his palm, and fingers as hard as he could, until he started to feel stiff and until they started to feel stiff and hurt. And then he ultimately let the rot fall to the ground. This place smells much worse during the day. Just be glad there are no corpses in the water today. That's a stench to remember. So what are we doing, Perry? The company is only granting me a couple days leave, so I'm hard pressed for time. It's the belt that's doing the pressing, my friend. Son of a goblin. We'll be visiting our two potential allies, one in the Elonian district and the other in some mine. Any preference on which one to visit first? We'll need to get into the city either way. Just lead the way. Gilbert the Ox Hillbreaker had joined the party. Loyalty. The loyalty tracker shows the amount of trust each player has towards Peridot from 0 to 50, which translates into bonuses or penalties to each character's dice roll. Loyalty is affected by most choices made during the game. Peridot's loyalty tracker shows the sum of bonuses and penalties of all other party members. Peridot's loyalty tracker shows the sum of bonuses and penalties of all other party members' individual's loyalty. The numbers affected only Peridot's dice roll. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Con is plus. Cool. High con, then it's strength, followed by charisma, then wisdom, then dex. Kind of makes 85 years old. Or for 6 to 50 pounds. We don't know. Isn't this for... Oh, he's not. -1. Loyalty 50. Makes sense though. Growing up in the poverty-stricken Thor slums, Gilbert's childhood was fraught with struggles. His parents barely scraped by, but they had big hearts and offered what little they could to those in need. When they took in two young orphans, Peridot and Oliver, Gilbert quickly grew attached to them, considering them part of his family. He saw himself as their protector, teaching them everything he knew and keeping them out of trouble. What is he? A builder. But the temptation of Free City were too great, and the boys eventually joined the notorious Thieves Guild against their family wishes. Still, Gilbert never lost contact with them, checking in on them from time to time, and even occasionally joining them on their jobs to ensure their safety. As time went on, Gilbert joined the Iron Company, met the love of his life, and slowly drifted apart from Peridot and Oliver until one day all communication between them stopped. He feared the worst had happened to them. But unable to do anything and knowing what kind of life they had chosen, he continued on with his own struggles and responsibilities, missing them deeply. Life had its ups and downs for Gilbert. He had two little boys with his wife and gained a great reputation within the company, but he also lost his father to illness and struggled to make ends meet. And then, out of the blue and nearly after a decade of silence, he received a letter from Peridot asking him to meet up. That was the last thing he needed. Oh, he's a fighter. Huh. What for? I just give it to him. How many can you? Oh yeah, so it's just the two. -1 loyalty. New item obtained. Bead. A finely crafted metal bead embroidered with the faces of two boys used to hold beard braids. It was a gift to Gilbert from his wife. Oh, obviously. So that is one. Where's the mine? That must be the mine. Street, and we're here. Workshop. Peridot and Gilbert arrived at the city gates after a few minutes' walk, getting in line with farmers, merchants, and other people that also wanted to go inside. The trio of guards at the gate let most of them pass without a problem, while they stopped others from what they called an entry fee. Peridot noticed those who didn't pay were quickly turned away, and once their turn came up, they were both asked to pay it as well. Um, eh, persuade. Oh, that's a failure. Peridot decided not to pay the fee, even if he had the means to do it. So he tried to persuade the guards, saying they were both mercenaries of the Iron Gang heading to the sex port. The guards weren't so easily fooled, and when Peridot was asked to show proof of his work for the company, he didn't have any. He ended up paying the fee anyway, plus a fine for lying. That's annoying. But it doesn't show us money, so I guess should just did the papers. The Alien District was probably Peridot's favorite when he was a child. Inhabited by gnomes, the most modern district in the city and known as the District of Inventions is marked by a clock tower that chimes a different tune every hour. Living in a huge city where everything seemed enormous, walking through the gnomes district made him feel safe. The buildings were smaller as well as its inhabitants, and it felt like a place of wonders, especially with so many Nephitrons passing by. Complex flying vehicles designed by gnomes. The novelty had long worn off for him, but he still dreamed of visiting the Eloan Isles and owning his own flying ship. A flying archipelago made of floating islands located west and southwest of Siphondir, populated by gnomes. As they arrived at their destination, he knocked on the door and were soon welcomed by a small and lively woman who showed them inside. They were led through the house and into a workshop. Peridot hunched over so as not to bang his head against the low ceiling. The place was somewhat noisy, where gears grinding and mysterious apparati clinking and clanking away. Hello. Come in. It's great seeing you again, Mr. Haps. And how nice that you brought a friend. And what a friend he is. Flo, let me introduce you to Gilbert Hillbreaker. Very ominous name, Mr. Hillbreaker. Call me Gilbert, please. Hillbreaker has his weight, I'll give you that. I'm just trying to make my ancestors proud by wearing it. I can certainly understand that. Family is so important and so hard to please sometimes, isn't it? Don't tell my wife I agree with you. But if I may say so, you seem to have done very well for yourself, Flo. Never been inside any of the houses in the district, but this one looks remarkable. Well, thank you so much for saying it. She looks kind of crazy. I think my eyes might be deceiving me, but it looks bigger on the inside. Well, it is bigger on the inside. Peridot noticed Gilbert's puzzled expression. Apparently, he was having a hard time piecing together what Florentine meant. Florentine. Cool. Flo here is a wizard from the academy and a bag full of surprises. The city's university comprised of several centuries-old buildings, the Free Academy. It boasts of having thousands of professors and students, some of which come from far away. You're gonna make me blush, Mr. Haps? I'm just a researcher, that's all. I do a bit of magic here and there from time to time, experiments mostly. Magic? Are you serious? So you're an awakened. Oh, a creature who has awakened the ability to wield supernatural energies like spellcasters. But it's not as glamorous as everyone thinks. I'm just a humble city thinkabout. The name of rock gnomes is their own language. You can't deny you're among the youngest professors in the academy. Oh, of course, for a gnome. And maybe the most accomplished? Accomplishments can be very subjective. I just love learning new things and teaching others about them. Peridot notices the gnome has something in her hand, a small object she keeps fiddling with. Don't sell yourself short, Flo. You are special. Oh, I don't think so, but thank you for saying it. None of that has anything to do with me being awakened, though. This all sounds amazing to me. What sort of research do you do? Well, I study magic. I don't just learn and practice it, I also try to understand how it works. It's quite fascinating, actually. I've written a few books on the matter. I'll get them. Flo, no, we don't have the time. It was useless. The gnome ran giddily out of the workshop into another room in the house. Peridot and the board remained silent while they waited, which every mechanical apparatus making noise is impeded. Gilbert looks around with an evident expression of distaste. All this noise is messing with my patience. How can she work with all these things clanking and rumbling every second of the day? Peridot shrugged. What are they anyway? A loud thump by the door made them jump. Florentine was standing there, a pile of books resting beside her on the floor. They're my machines, of course. I mean, not these. These are just books I was talking about. They're made of paper, you see, and flow. Oh, yes, sorry. The machines are part of my experiments, and others are just passing projects. I love building and tinkering with stuff. I especially love to disassemble objects and find out how they were made, how they look inside, what makes them what they are. That's what she was holding. And then try to build them back up, but better. Interesting. We were just talking about the noise. Yes, I heard. Doesn't that distract you? Peridot noticed Florentine keeps fidgeting with whatever she was holding. I guess I don't see it as a nuisance. It's actually kind of calming. And I like how once in a while all those sounds combine together and synchronize, creating something much more structured. It's almost like music. That's taken a bit too far, don't you think? Well, not at all. Maybe it's just me, but you can actually hear it if you concentrate enough. Speaking of music, Flo also like making these curious boxes. Oh yes, music boxes. The gnome immediately runs towards one of the workbenches and retrieves a small mechanical apparatus. This is the latest one I've been working on. It's far from complete, but I love how it sounds. She proceeded to carefully wind the lever. Her fingers barely touching it and made it play. I like it. Beautiful. Peridot closed his eyes as soon as the denotation of sound hit him, letting himself be overtaken by it. The music enveloped him, refreshed him, made him feel weightless, all the other sounds completely gone. It reminded him of his childhood, of running around barefoot in the street, of jumping into puddles of water, of skipping stones, of laughing. He could see his brother next to him, as well as Gilbert, the three of them always together, and then it all vanished. Peridot wiped the tears from his eyes. What is happening with him? Besides what he said. Peridot wiped the tears from his eyes as he opened them, and saw the Borg doing something similar. Isn't it beautiful? It is the surrounding sounds created on music. They play slightly different depending on where you are. In a very vulgar sort of way, music is very much like magic. As long as music is playing, you're surrounded by these extraordinary sensations. But once it dies down and finally ends, well, the magic is gone. Peridot thought he went fidgeting from the gnome and noticed Gilbert's gaze also going down towards Florentine's hand. Apparently, they were both trying to see what she was holding. Ugh. Try as he might, Peridot, he couldn't catch a glimpse of it, though he suspected what it was. He proceeded to let go of the matter. Speaking of music, you have to hear. Oh yeah, it didn't matter. Sorry to interrupt the flow, but before we continue, we need your answer. My answer to what? My musical box? To the job I offered you a few days ago. Ah, of course. It would be wonderful to work for you, Mr. Haps. It sounds like a fun enterprise. There's nothing fun about it. It just sort of got to tell you what we're doing. Oh, I know exactly what we're doing, do you? Of course I know. I wouldn't be here if I did. Bye, Radari. Just knowing makes me want to take a step aside and leave this bastard on his own. Can I ask what he promised you? He's hired my magical services in exchange for gold, of course. But I can't continue my current research, and I know what you're going to say. Why don't I finance it myself? Well, it's not that easy, you see. I could to an extent, but I'm already financing a couple others, and I'm thinking of getting a few more assistants. Which reminds Mr. Haps, I need his payment very soon. You'll get it, Flo, don't you worry. Careful with this one. He promised to make me a rich boy myself, but I never known him to have any wealth. Oh, I know that as well. Really? How so? Well, I don't work for anyone without doing some research on them first. I want to know all their dirt, as they say. It's nothing personal, of course. Of course. Now you made me curious, though. What did you find out about this creep? Let's not... Huh, I say let's do it. Go ahead, Flo. What secrets did you find? Nothing much, actually, which sure is kind of suspicious. There's hardly anyone in the city without some baggage, and Mr. Haps here strikes me as a man with a passport, likely. He's got a pass, alright. They say the word, and I'll tell you all about it. But I was more curious about these last few years. Anything of note? Florentine crosses her arms around her chin as she started to think of something. Peridot smiled through the previous exchange, but used the opportunity to give Gilbert a slight sharp nudge. The bird barely flinched and slowly turned his head to look at him, smiling. Peridot returned to the look in silence, but not the smile. You know what, though? Forget about it. You can tell me later. It's continue discussing whatever you need to discuss. Oh, alright. But I didn't want to mention, you haven't properly covered your tracks, Mr. Haps. Not all of them. I thought we were leaving my past for a future conversation. It's something else, something you should really know. And if we're going to work together, you have to do something about it, because it also affects me. And you as well, Mr. Gilbert. Rondi, what is it? Don't tell me AP knows he's talking Ariel. Well, no, it's not. That, not yet at least. But they're going to find out sooner than later. That's what I told them. There's been whispers of someone asking around about the guild's dealings, about one of their own, and about an underground outpost. Someone seemed to be recruiting people, enemies of Ariel, to strike against her. For now, it seems like they're treating it as a rumor, but who's to say Ariel has come of it already? Obviously she has, and so does Apio. You don't know these people. There are spies working for them everywhere. Perry, you messed up. Apparently I haven't made myself invisible enough. You idiot, this cost us our life, my life. I have to say, Mr. Haps. Does sound very unprofessional of you. Oh, come on. Everybody makes mistakes, right? Humans, dwarves, gnomes, we all do. You better think of something, Perry. Otherwise, you're safe out by yourself. Fine. You just let me worry about it. But now let's go low profile. If Ariel or the guild were on to us, we'll know it. They wouldn't just cross their arms and wait for things to happen. What if they're just waiting for the right moment to strike? I won't lie to you, that's a possibility. But hey, look at who they'll be messing with. Where nothing is not prepared. Gilbert nodded in agreement and both smiled. They stayed in silence for a few moments, waiting for Peridot's words, even Peridot himself. All the while, the machines continued their clacking. Horrible noise, Peridot thought. Anyway, I think enough has been said of this matter. If there's something to deal with, I will. Welcome to the crew, Flo. It will be delightful to have you with us. My pleasure. What happens now? Now Gilbert and I go find out the fourth and last member. Oh, how wonderful. Can I come? Peridot didn't answer right away, quickly evaluating the confidence of the gnome tagging along. The choice made for him anyway. Sure you can. I'm sure you're better company than this one here. Excellent. Florentine Flo Fateforge had joined the party, riding with tame rabbit toy. Intelligence has, intelligence, and then wisdom, and kind, and dex, then charisma, then strength. Interesting. 63 years old, 3'7", 45 pounds. Florentine was born in the Indian Islands and from a very young... Wait, what is she? Wizard. Florentine was born in the Indian Island and from a very young age she showed remarkable promise. Recognizing intelligence, her parents sent her to a free city academy, and from the moment she set foot there, she was destined for greatness. Her intelligence shone brightly in the sun, and her inquisitive nature and sharp mind made her stand out among her peers. She graduated with every honor, becoming the youngest professor of the academy. Most important of all, during this time, she became awakened, given with the ability to magic. Despite her achievements and abilities, Florentine felt a tugging sensation of incompleteness, as if there was something more she was meant to do. With this revelation, Florentine's personality grew even stronger, and she dedicated herself to the study of magic, even to uncover the secrets of her own existence and use her abilities to help others. Her research drew the attention of many, including politicians and powerful people, who saw the potential of her work and even sponsor her. She expanded her studies to other subjects, but faced criticism from some of her colleagues who didn't understand her unconventional approach. However, Florentine remained undeterred. Her determination only grew stronger. Years of hard work led her closer and closer to the truth about magic. And she felt herself inch closer to the purpose she always felt was missing. And one day, a mysterious patron reached out to her, offering to invest in her research to provide her with the means to delve even deeper into the mysteries of magic. But it's flickering. A clock told the ship arrived. After being quiet, it jumps forward a time. It has voice. I don't know. Yeah, with intelligence though. You also have a -1, so that makes it a -2. Yep. Yes, excellent. The three of them left Florentine's home and stepped back into the bustling city streets. The first time Peridot visited her, he thought he felt something as soon as he got out of the house. And this time was no different. In fact, he knew exactly what it was. The house wasn't only bigger on the inside, but also muffled outside noises, as if an invisible barrier stopped sound from coming in. Most impressive of all was that the walls seemed to discern between sounds, letting some in and quieting others. Peridot simply smiled. And so the mines we go. Oh, oh. By the divine sisters of spring and autumn. The goddesses of Flora and Frostel, whose domains are life, rebirth, hope and combativeness and endurance, willpower, preservation, and purification, respectively. Even though they agreed on several points, they seem to be at an impasse regarding what the most important tenets of their faith were. Echoing a much greater debate within their church, one argued that it was futile to change the world, that the only way to salvation was practicing patience and stoicism, gathering as much knowledge as possible. Others pointed out that it was necessary to be compassionate and charitable, helping others in need, especially Syrian refugees. People from Syrian, displaced by the civil war, living in the free city as refugees. And the rest were adamant in saying that acting against the source of suffering was key, putting a stop to the wealth inadequacy, inequality, to organized crime, and many other problems. Peridot couldn't help himself and gave a few choice words in favor of action, of being decisive and always attacking the source. Convinced that that was what he and the others were doing by going against Ariel, he carried on walking afterwards, followed by a cloud of disagreement. Netherworld. The tunnel leads into the underground passages that will take us to the mine. It goes to Clinicarus, a subterranean city market below the Free City, populated mostly by Serpeniferbin, a species of gnome, where trade of all kinds is made between the serpents and the Netherworld. Oh, you should have said so before. I know a teleportation circle we could use to reach the Serpeniferbin city much faster. What I was about to say is actually trying to avoid that place entirely. Oh. Why? You really don't know? I thought it was common knowledge by now. House Genoma has a strong influence down in Clinicarus, even stronger than here on the surface. The New World 4 great house in the free city. It is said to have connections with slave traders from the Netherworld and maintain strong relations with the palace. And Upio is friendly with them, as friendly as you can be with slavers. Right, I didn't know that. It's good that you're up in everybody's business then. The way I see it, if you're in the habit of stepping on toes, you better know which feet will kick back the hardest. Have you ever witnessed such beauty? Oh, I have. Oh, it's lovely. Gilbert still wheezing. Ah, sure, it's beautiful, alright. Deadly as well if you get close enough. As a rule of thumb, when dealing with underground plants, never trust ones with color. To be fair, I don't trust the dumb ones either. But despite your wise advice, I always talk about the trust. Let's talk about trust. Further, about the little things. Like huge glowing mushrooms. But also the feel of the palm of your hand, or the feeling heat of the sun on cool days. Those are the little things, you know? Not once in my life did I stop to appreciate all of that. Not really. And now that I started enjoying it, I don't know. I feel kind of late. But this is you saying you miss Ollie? Well, I get it. But don't get sentimental on me, Perry. Not yet. There's still time. We'll get them. Very smart and nice. Thank you for saying that, my friend. Indeed, we'll get them. Yes, Master. Everything is possible with a positive attitude. Anyhow, where exactly do we find this cleaning of yours? She's usually the one doing the finding. I'm sure she's aware we're here. Let's just wait. Just stand and wait, huh? Sure. Let's do that abandoned mine with this glowing mushroom. What could go wrong? Suddenly, something unfurled from above, just a few feet in front of them, and started hanging in place. At first, Peridot thought it was a snake, but soon realized it was a rope. Held fast on the ledge above, and immediately heard a distinct sound of footsteps. Oh, someone's right up there. Gilbert didn't flinch. He read his axe and showed in a second. But just as he was about to move forward, Peridot put his hands up, stopping him short. What? Don't worry, weapon. We're going to be fine. The more puzzled kept his axe in hand. As soon as the dark figure slid down the rope with astonishing acrobatic prowess, the woman removed her cowl and hood, revealing herself. She stood before them. You heard me, dwarf. Pick up and down to the front. What? I'm a lynx? People born from the union of a human and an elf. Eldarin, alien, and drow. Another less respectful term is half-elf. Wow. Impressive interest. Overly unnecessary, but impressive as usual. Damn you. Climb me down like that. I could have heard you. The woman said nothing, but answered with a smile that clearly meant unlikely. Oh, here's the one. You ever Flo? Let me introduce you to Saffron. Saffron, these are... Nice to meet you, Flo. Hello. And sure, I know the ops. Or rather, I know of them. Ha! My reputation is far and wide, and apparently this far goes well. I see you're a member of the Sneak Patrol. Good eyes, dwarf. Was the big insignia on my lapel that gave it away? It was an attitude, actually. You people all think sales better than us. We people? Don't get too excited, Melissa. I'm not talking about your elvish heritage. You patrol in your case. Centralized and organized as a real army. Elite mix of escort law enforcement, border protection, and others. They work within the free city's jurisdiction. I couldn't care less about the Iron Company if that's where you're going. I'm not here to talk politics. Neither are we. In any case, military very much aside. There's important conversations to be had if you would like to carry on. Gilbert was about to say something, but Peridot cut him off. Good. First things first. The front, Saffron. That's what I want to hear. Sorry, can't do that yet. I have some reservations about the job, and I thought we were in agreement last time we talked. Last time we tried to manipulate me, you mean? We were only talking. You were doing most of the talking, actually. Most of the lying, too. Why does this sound so familiar? I didn't lie to you, not about the court stuff, at least. Now, before you start, I'm going to remind you why you're here. Remind me, please. Before I stick with arrows in your gut. I think my legs go after all, Melise. Let's stay civil, alright? Son of a gun. I just realized there was stuff right here. So yes, I lied. Big deal. You never lied? Never been lied before? What did that look like? When did she go up? Why did she go up? Not that it matters, because you want to do this job as much as I do, and we both know it. I think you want it more than I do, and you need me specifically to execute it. Just got damn fair. Alright, damn it. Alright. You said you had some reservations. Several, actually. You've been down here for how long? When? Maybe 2 hours? What I'm getting at is, how well do you know this place? Well, if you take into account the time it took to reach the first tunnel, and then I'm familiar with it, relays. I've had my fair share of excursions with the underground tunnels of the necropolis. The peaceful district closest surrounding the silent temple of death. Its first construction dates back well over 1,000 years. I believe Perry here has as well, considering his work. Hasbro. And yes, I'm not afraid to these tunnels. Then you'll see nothing on a tiny fraction of what another world has in store for you. A world of underground galleries, caverns, tunnels of natural and artificial origin, stretches far beneath the surface of the earth. Caves, mines, tunnels, it's all the very part of surface. You might be familiar with them, but there's so much more and dangerous, 1,000 times deadlier than mere bats and spiders. And for what I understand, plan to go deeper. You know the place where Ariel operates, where they keep my brother? That's how deep we need to go, if not more. Wait a minute, Perry. This is no information for me. You said they kept out the underground, but like I said, he's in the Netherworld. There's an outpost down here where Ariel does most trading, where she used to black market products, including slaves. That's the thing. It's not just down here, about 10 miles deeper. And this woman will be the least of your problems. There are worse things than getting lost in caves, becoming hungry, thirsty, along and directionless. Worse than falling to your death with one of the many holes in the ground. Down here, we worry about corruption. You mean take her? Can't we destroy it? A corrupted entity with godlike power. It tries to expand its tape. Some creatures are bound to it, while others are transformed and receiving its powers. Both of which call rapture. It fires the depth of the netherworld. Oh, I am liking the lore so far. You can't destroy kicker, not really. You can only drive it back. Keep it at bay and only for so long. It always finds a way back, corrupting the mind for all it touches, spreading like disease. It doesn't kill, it makes you proud of it. Oh no. I mean, Miss Severin described everything she said, but it's even worse than that. Some experts assert Kangaroo is an entity, which may or not be true and very conscious of what it does. But regardless of what it is or where, creatures stated by corruption or there is a man, and therefore to be feared. If this is true, it's true. Perry, if this is true, it makes no sense going down there, no sense at all. I don't even know what Ariel thinks having a base of operations with that thing working about. It's not so much a physical thing as it is a, you don't need to convince me, Blaze. I'm right there with you. Perry, Red Dot looks at them both. He was about to lose them if he didn't do something about it. I have no choice. I need to do this for Ali. If I don't save him, who will? I hope Ali's not corrupted. Look, I'm not saying I won't do it. You want your brother and I want the captive safe, but we have to be smart about this. Oh, so that's what she's got going on. You can't just take this at a stroke of a medal. If there's stakes, then life and death. And we'll need to trust each other. More importantly, you have to listen to my every word while we're here. You lost me there, Blaze. We Verb don't need guidance when it comes to surviving on the ground, much less from someone like you. We came from the bowels of the earth. Really? But you seem awfully tense when you first arrived as Mind Dwarf. Your kind might love earth and the precious metals found within it. They might even have a better understanding than most about the dangers of the Netherworld. But you would think we're still very much a surface dweller. I, on the other hand, have been calling this place home for several years now. For better or for worse. Don't pay him any mind, Saf. If that's what it takes for you to do the job, we'll do as you say. Won't we, Gilbert? This is not what I signed up for. Not at all. We'll discuss it later, my friend. Don't you doubt it, my face and your face are going to discuss it real well. So how about you? Me? Oh no. I would never dare put you in the staff. I don't think I would even read your face. No, I mean, if you're already with Saffron taking the lead while we're down in the Netherworld. Oh, right. Of course, I have a problem with that. I've been down here myself before a long time ago. And now I must go directly to Pinnacle for some of my magical components. Since you can't usually find flow from me. What's in your hand? You keep fidgeting with it. Oh, this is just my focus, a magical object that allows me to catalyze myself. So you're doing magic right now? Well, no. It's just that I sometimes play with it when I'm nervous. Anyway, if that's all, we're finding agreements after. Not quite. I want you to promise me something first. Is that going to be somewhat difficult for me? I don't do well with promises, even when I mean them. But about the slaves, I already said. I know you don't care about the captives. Last time people pretty much said freeing them would hardly make them the slave trade as a whole, which is true, of course. People will still say for other people just like what we do to this one organization. I think you misunderstood me. No, I don't think I did. They aren't your priority, and that's fine. I can live with that. Maybe deep down you have a heart, maybe you don't. But you do have a code, all you people do. And that's what I'm appealing to. The fact that you respect our contract is all we have. A promise in essence. You're talking about the simian, not slaves. The term simian used to refer to themselves, which express ideas of being one of Aim's free first people. What simian? That's right, promise me you won't involve them. Now I see what you're saying, and you have nothing to worry about. I respect the contract, you have my word. What simian are you talking about? Good, then you have mine as well. We'll get them all, including your brother. Perfect, now that's settled. Keep your secrets then. It's about time you back to service. I suppose you'll be wanting me to help you reach your life. If you don't mind, we'll follow close behind. Right, give me a minute to get right then. Saffron has joined the party. Without waiting for a response, Saffron supported up a rope still hanging nearby and climbed all the way to the ledge, where she disappeared. I don't remember again. Obviously, Dex, I'm guessing? Yes, Dex, then Wisdom, then what's your Wisdom? Oh, your blood thing. Dex, then Wisdom, then Strength. Con, Intelligence, and Charisma is the same. Oh, her like way down, which makes sense. Ranger, 26 years old, 5'6", 30 pounds. 5'8". Saffron never felt like she belonged, even in her own home. Her mother constantly fought with her, and Saffron's father was a little figure she never met. She had to fend for herself, stealing to survive with a small gang in the free city, which irked her mother to the point of throwing her out of their house. Saffron was forced to live in whatever abandoned building she could find. That wasn't a thief guild recruited her, offering Saffron a sense of belonging and purpose for the first time in her life. She proved herself as an adept spy, and her ability to steal and gather information quickly earned her the guild's trust. She genuinely believed she would expose the corrupt officials, making the city a better place. However, her conscience became pricked when she discovered the guild wasn't exposing anyone, but rather exploiting them. Same with innocent people, small traders and craftsmen that were only trying to survive. Disgusted and guilt-ridden, she left the guild, feeling used and betrayed. Disillusioned with the city and its people, she finds solace in the underground tunnels beneath Free City, slowly merging herself more and more into the Netherworld. Delighted by Splendor as well as its dangers, he found allies among Time Simeon. Both parties accepted each other despite their differences in their past. Eventually, Saffron joined the patrolman as a guide, using her knowledge of the Netherworld to lead excursions to the city depth until one day a man named Peridot approached her with a tantalizing opportunity that promised the chance she had been waiting for to make a real difference. Almost immediately, Peridot received a strong blow to his side. You got a lot of explaining to do, Perry. The Netherworld, slave, Simeon, Baker? What you got me into? I'm not lying. Something about love. Unspoken to undemanded. You know me well enough. What else are you keeping to yourself, eh? Don't tell me you'll be fighting dragons well. All in good time, my friend. You'll thank for it. If it helps, I have no wish to fight dragons any more than you do. What? That doesn't help at all. You may not wish it, but that doesn't mean we won't. How bad is that just mess? Oh, that's not too bad. Oh, I would love to see some dragons. Saffron came back down the rope, hit about a couple of times, lifted from the ledge, and yanked it until it fell down. He got the trail said, ain't anything, they just watched her fell the rope and he goes to her side. No, I'm gonna take rope. Let's go. Like his rope, interesting is when Barrett's been always being used for. That's fine. Not long after they started the ascent with Saffron in the front, Gilbert second and Phil third. Peridot brought in the rear, watching them closely, and mulling over all that was said in the last minute, and what would need to be said and done later on. With Saffron's help, it took them less than half the time to get back to the surface, where Peridot finally stopped counting. This is where I leave you. Me as well. I have some responsibilities to attend. I'll see you all tomorrow morning at my warehouse then. Not so fast, Perry. I still have some questions. I still have the day off, so how about the two of us go talk for a while? I don't see a problem with that. You know, I'm an open book. Another book written with visible ink, I would say. So let's not waste any more day like that. Yeah. Oh, I see it. Peridot's warehouse. As they walked by some fruit stands, they heard a commotion ahead. People were gathering around, arguing and pushing each other. Though Peridot couldn't discern what their problem was, Gilbert took it upon himself to stop the fighting, walking there and trying to keep the order. Peridot knew the bird could handle the problem, but decided to help him anyway and speed things up. He got near enough to hear them argue about stolen fruit, and just when he was about to stop the argument, he felt someone grab his cloak. Behind him stood a small girl, no older than 7 years old, dressed in rags and covered in soot. New item contained apple. Before Peridot could react, the girl threw him the apple she was carrying, put a finger over her lips, and ran away into some alleyways. Later, as the crowd dispersed, one of the fruit vendors approached Peridot and asked if he had seen who had stolen his apple. Oh. Peridot decided to go for the little girl, saying nothing about her or the apple he was not in possession of. The vendor eyed him suspiciously, but ultimately remained quiet and walked away throwing his arms up. They arrived at the warehouse late that afternoon, but instead of going directly to the front door, Peridot took them to the back alley. Son of a goblin, we're being followed, aren't we? Calm down, we're not that popular yet. This is just a precaution. For your sake, I hope you're right. Peridot waited for a bit before leading them to a side entrance, thoroughly covered by a wagon, wooden planks, and trash, which they took aside before entering. As they entered, Peridot took a minute to inspect every corner of the warehouse. making sure nobody else was there with them. Expecting someone else, eh? Maybe an APO assassin, or maybe a secret alternative crew. I don't understand. I don't understand is why you couldn't convince the others to join us. Like I said, they're all out. They are, huh? Why am I having a hard time believing? What about Tamara? She tried to stick a sword in me last time we talked. I don't think she likes me anymore. The twins? Both retired, both married, both newly parents. Didn't want to bother them with this. Didn't want to bother them. And what about the tall guy? I always forget his name. He's half his usual size now, if you know what I mean. They're all out, my friend. It's just us four. Fine, whatever. Why all the paranoia then? You can never be too careful. Not when doing these types of jobs. A word to the wise, my friend. In this city, there are eyes and ears everywhere. Even places you would never imagine. No matter how careful I try to be, I still miss certain places. And it's precisely there where danger hides. Not in the shadows or under the covers of the night, but right beneath your nose. To tell you the truth, the only thing that's right beneath my nose that I care about is the beard. What I'm trying to say is, these new allies of ours, I trusted them with a lot of information, but you never know. Truth is, that's why I wanted you here. I really need you on my side with them, even if things turn ugly. You mean when things turn ugly? They don't have to. They don't. But with you, they usually do. I'll make my mind about them as we go, so don't expect any promises from me. Have it your way, Walrus. Teach the new blood to disrespect their leader if that's what you choose. But if things go sour, you'll be responsible for them. New blood. You telling me they've never done anything like they're about to do in their lives? They're more than capable. I'm entrusting them with my brother's life after all. I hope you know what you're doing, Perry. And again, I promise nothing. Anyway, can we talk seriously now? Can't say I've kept my mouth shut, but my patience is running thin, whatever's left of it. What's on your mind? You know exactly what I'm thinking, you son of a goblin. For a brief moment, I thought you actually had changed. But you're still the selfish bastard I've always known, if not worse. You do realize the danger you're putting us all in, right? I would do no less for Ali. Besides, it's not so different from any other job. Just the fact that you keep calling it that. Does this really have anything to do with Ali? Please tell me the truth, Perry. For once in your life, tell the truth. What the hell are you really planning? I'm not lying. There's a lot in my mind different. A lot I want to tell you, but now is not the time. Just know that it's all part of the plan. A plan you'll soon learn. But it's better to keep you in the dark just for a little while longer until it's safe to say it all. Safe. I don't like this, pair. I seriously don't like this. Me either. You better spill your guts soon. Trust me, I will. It's just, this rescue mission sounds very much like a heist to me. Not only are we now rescuing prisoners, plural, but we're also robbing the guild. It was part of the deal, you heard it. Not the deal you and I made yesterday. Believe me, I'm all for saving every innocent life in Free City and below. But there's three in particular that I care about the most. And you'll be able to give them a better life once this is all over. You don't get it, do you? It's not about the money. Fuck the money. I don't care if you offer me the gold in the Stein Bank. In the Stein Bank. All I care about are my wife and boys. Main banking establishment of Free City. Founded by building Dwayne Borgen. This powerful institution is a major political player and has many branches all over the world. What happens to them if the guild captures me? If I'm killed? Byron Bandari. I'm not ready for that. I don't think I'll ever be. I know I'm being very selfish here. You are. Asking so much of you. But you know exactly why this is and why I care about the most. When it comes to my brother, I'm willing to do anything. Anything. If the guild I need to traverse If the guild I need to traverse the Netherworld ask me to free some slaves in exchange for some help, the guide, not guild. Or if I need to rob some organization to hire the expensive and magical services of the unawakened, you can bet your life I would do it. All that and more. I don't doubt you, love Ali. That's all well and good. Thank you, Perry. To me, this all looks very opportunistic. To me, this isn't about money either, if that's what you're implying. Fuck the money, as you say. Flo can keep it all if she so wishes. You know that's not what I'm talking about. This is about Ariel, isn't it? Not your brother or the guild, but her specifically. Perda felt a pang in his stomach. If she happens to get between my brother and I, sure, I'll gladly deal with it. I'll gladly deal with her. But my main concern is Ollie. Are you lying to me right now? Your disappearance has nothing to do with Ariel. The fact that your former employer keeps your brother prisoner is just pure coincidence. It seems like it, doesn't it? Gilbert gave him a long, scrutinizing look, but Peridot doesn't break away from it. I don't know. It all sounds fishy to me. The two remain in silence for a little while until Peridot feels he needs to hammer things home. I just need you to trust me on this one. Please. There's that magic word again. You want my trust? Make an effort to earn it. From now, I'm on your side. If that means anything to you. It does. Just don't disappoint me, Perry. I buried my friend a long time ago. I thought he was gone for good. And being back from the dead doesn't automatically make things right. It doesn't mean we're back to where we left it off. Gilbert. But I'll see you tomorrow. Just give some thought to what I said, alright? I mean it. I will, my dear friend. And it wouldn't kill you to clean this place up while you're at it. That rat fist is getting stronger. Paradise smiled in agreement. The Berg turned around and walked out of the room, kicking some of the broken glass along his way, and then out of the warehouse. Feeling the weight of the day, Peridot sat at the bed and sat on one of the beds and took out his boots before lying on it. Just as he had anticipated, everything had gone nearly smoothly, and things were still in motion. It was the days to come which had him worried. With so many dangers, with so many things to juggle, so many truths and lies to keep up with, it was fast becoming more and more evident that if someone were to mess up, it would most likely be him. Would his allies be quick to forgive him, though? He didn't think they would, especially not Gilbert. The Dvorak had called his plans opportunistic, which in the moment demanded Peridot a great deal of discipline not to laugh in his friend's face. If they seem opportunistic, it's because they are, Peridot said aloud, smiling. With that, he pushed all his thoughts aside and closed his eyes only for a little while, only until his head stopped spinning. And once night came, he got ready to continue the work.